Welcome to the channel. My name is Elijah.
And I'm Joshua.
And this is From Embers to Flames. And this is our first video, our launch day. I cannot be more excited. I know, Josh, you kind of feel the same way.
No, 100%. Why did we start this YouTube channel?
One thing that really convicted me to get involved in this is the events that took place on September 10th, 2025. That was the day that Charlie Kirk was martyred. But not only as a big supporter, but also as somebody that really looked up to Charlie and how much he valued open dialogue in these very controversial and hard topics, right? Like one of my favorite quotes is somebody asked him why he has these conversations. And he said, when people stop talking and there's silence, violence always follows after. So we need to continue having these conversations. Even if we disagree with people, we need to recognize that these are people that we're talking to, right? So after that event happened, Erica Kirk had a message and she said, the young men that looked up to Charlie, you know what to do. And she just left it at that. And at first when I watched that did kind of hit me a little bit, right? But I kind of thought like, oh, that's cool. People kind of pick up that torch. But the more that really set with me, and some people asked me about that and they really pushed me to do this, the more that really kind of resonated me, and I kind of like lit a fire on me to continue doing this stuff. You and I actually set up signs in front of churches trying to get them in on this conversation too. And I think that's one thing that's been a really big push on me is churches should be in on this conversation, right?
Right.
Like if we care for the unborn, why should that stop at the pulpit? If anything, that should be what pushes this movement, right? So I'm out there to not only try to have conversation with people, but to push the church to get involved in this too.
Right.
What about you, Josh?
Well, so last year I was convicted on abortion. Being mostly pro-life, I was pushed into an abolitionist point of view, right? Leading into the end of last year, I was really, I felt a conviction to do more for the unborn, right? And you had contacted me asking to go and, I thought at first it was going to be agitation, just holding a sign in front of buildings, right? But that wasn't your idea at all. You actually had like this whole table set up with a sign inviting conversation in, right? So not just agitation, but you were legitimately inviting people to have a chat in the same way that Charlie did. So, and that moved from just sitting outside of, I think it was outside of a Walmart at first, to deciding, maybe it's the churches we should go after. So we actually went in front of, was it 3 separate churches?
I think it was 2. I think we did 2 at first.
Was it only 2? So sitting in front of those 2 churches, we got really no play at all, right? We had nobody come forward to have a conversation. Well, there was, which was it, the Presbyterian church or the Methodist church, where she actually came out and invited us in for like cookies,
not to talk, but just to have
donuts, cookies, hot chocolate, and coffee, I believe.
Yeah, which I later learned, I think they sell that coffee, so maybe maybe it was a marketing ploy.
Nice.
I don't know. That's just a theory.
Hello. What do you think of my sign?
Pardon?
What do you think of my sign?
I'm just wondering what group you're from, because I don't recognize you as part of our church.
Oh, I'm independent.
You're independent? You're all alone? You're not affiliated with any political group or anything?
Not the moment.
Okay. There's coffee and donuts inside. I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, thank you. What do you think of like my statement? Like, do you agree or do you disagree with me? I could also lay out my statement more if you want to know more information.
I don't.
Okay.
Thanks.
But one thing I noticed in front of all these churches is even if they said online that they're all super open-minded, which I imagine included open dialogue. But I got a lot of sour looks and even some downright mean responses.
Right, and we sat out there for hours, and I don't think we have, I don't even know, 30 seconds to show because nothing happened. Nobody, like everyone refused to even have a word with us, just walked by. The closest we got is I was holding the tripod in front of somebody's door and I had to like move it out, right? And didn't you even say you don't want to talk? Like you made one comment to him and he like shot back and then got in his car and took off.
Yeah.
What do you think of my sign?
I think they got better things to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, than defending the unborn. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Right, let's just let them die, man. Hitler, yeah. Good moral stance, man. Christ-like, yeah.
Drive-by comments seem to be kind of like a popular theme amongst like the strategy of them, where we're not going to talk to you, but we're going to say our mind and then run away.
Right.
Which
Well,
That's quite brave.
We got that in front of Target as well. We set up in front of Target because, Target. And it was, we had one guy stop and say, hey, good job. I like what you're doing. And like everything else was just as they hit the stoplight or the stop sign, hit the gas, and as they're peeling away, they shouted out the window or they threw a finger up, right?
Yeah. And I think one thing is, I think at first that kind of discouraged me a little bit, but we're going to keep doing this. And people either have to choose to keep driving by or actually sit down and have a conversation with me, right?
Right.
So like if they don't agree with me, they're going to have to tell me why I should
Or they
stop.
could shoot you.
They could shoot me. That seems to be a common strategy that people do support, right?
I support that.
Wait a minute.
So as the winter set in, we actually kind of changed strategies where we built a set. By we, it was Elijah's dad built us a set, and then we began emailing and like calling out to these churches, progressive churches primarily, right? But I do think the focus needs to be set on not just progressive churches. I think going after like Bible-based churches that aren't speaking against abortion, I believe that is also something that we're working towards. To this point, have we received any responses from the churches we've reached out to?
We might have one biter.
Okay.
But one thing I've noticed, well, the one thing that sets apart a progressive church from a conservative church is the conservative churches are just quiet.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think Bible-believing churches are quiet on abortion?
Well, we're going to do a whole video on that. But what to expect from us now is we are going to be hosting debates, hopefully, with some of these pastors. We're going to do a series called Flush It Out, where things that Josh and I maybe aren't completely settled on or other guests aren't completely settled on. We're going to be talking about these conversations in open dialogue. We're going to have the series called Debate Ground, which I'm really excited about because that we're going to be opening up to you. So it's going to be reviewing debates that you've had in comments and going through what we like about them and maybe even things that we don't like about them.
Not to mention daily short form content. We've been in the studio like a lot, getting these little TikTok or short or reel videos. We have quite a few planned, and I don't see us stopping, not before spring at least. So we're gonna be going for a few months still here. I don't know when that runs out.
But after that, you're gonna see us on the streets and maybe in a street near you. So you're gonna see us switching content, but not a stopping content.
Unless they shoot him.
Or prove me wrong.
What if you become pro-choice?
Watch out, this channel's gonna change drastically.
What if in like 6 months you and I are sitting here like...
Josh is gonna be wearing a dress? So I really look forward to where this is going to take us. I think both of us are really motivated in this and really passionate about it. And I'm just so glad that we finally have kind of an outlet to put this into.
Right. And it is going to be mostly like vaguely abortion based, but we are going to be branching into other political... I know you're more interested in politics than I am at this point in my life. But again, politics, religion, abortion, morality, ethics, sports. Want to do sports? Talk about the Vikings?
No, but I would like to slowly dive into apologetics. I think that would be fun.
In sports?
No. So if you don't like Josh, hopefully you'll at least stick around for me.
So hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment.
And buy that merch.
Yeah, do that as well. I wasn't quite done, but yeah, buy the merch as well. But stick around. Stick around.
Just stick around for me.
I don't think it's going to be 10 minutes. I don't think we're going to get to the ad roll.
We're definitely not getting to the ad roll.
You want to, what could we do for ads?
Just cut it. Josh, just put on the dress. It'll get us to 10 minutes.
No,
Come on.
no.
Come on, dude. Do you want the ads or no?
Yeah, I don't want the ads.
Come on! Put on the